Welcome back, everybody. Today I woke up to the news that there would be a fairly massive nerf to the Yetimite Clone Bomb trick that I've been using a lot. Felt like Supercell was like adding me in that post. You're shocked. Take that. But curious, I wanted to know, will this thing still be usable after the nerf? Yes or no? And is it good after the nerf? And I have my answer. I think it's still going to be good. Now, right now it's like borderline broken, but it will still be good after the update. Still usable. You can definitely use it in Legend League or War or anything. Let me show you these replays that you're going to be looking at right here. I did not fail a single hit. And you might be wondering, how are you even doing that? Because the clone hasn't even been nerfed yet. Let me show you. I am going to swag 2 clone spells every single raid at the start. And just to make this point clear, the Yetimite clone trick will actually be better than this version that I'm doing right now, because this is almost as if I'm placing 2 clone spells here and 2 clone spells here, where you could actually spread them out a little bit and spread the Yetimites out a little bit more after the nerf. So this is actually a little bit worse than it's going to be after the nerf, because you'll be able to spread these Yetimites out a little bit more. So I'm going to swag 2 clone spells every single raid, and I'm going to show you guys you can still get pretty good value and create a good funnel still, and these are still going to be good enough to take into Legend League, and still a fairly easy trick for setting a good funnel, right? It's not as insane or nearly as insane as it was before, but again, it's like borderline broken right now. So this is just going to be the Root Rider attack after this. I'm actually just going to ×2 through the rest of these attacks because I want to show you guys there's still 3 stars, right? But I mean, it's obviously not crushed every single raid. Some of the raids are. Some raids I saw like 3 very healthy heroes alive at the end. But I just want to show you guys that this is still going to be usable. It's still going to be fine. You can still take this into Legend League after the update's over or whatever. Queen obviously goes down up there really early because she was with the Giant and they just kind of walked off on their own. But you'll see here, I think the Minion Prince, I don't know if he lives the whole time, maybe because of Black Mines or things, but other than that, he should. Royal Champion is still very healthy, and I still have her ability here. Yeah, there's a mine right there. So it looks like the Minion Prince is going to go down here, but not because of overwhelming defenses on the base. Had 2 very healthy heroes, plenty of time. This is still a very fast attack. Let's go ahead and hop in. I'll show you all of these replays so that you can see how good this is still going to be even after the nerfs. All right, this is replay number 2. This is one. All of these bases, by the way, are very legitimate bases. Like they're not easy by any means. Well, as far as easy goes right now, right? Every base is easy. So we're still just going to set a really good funnel. Again, you'll be able to spread these mites out closer to that monolith. I'd have been able to get the monolith after the nerf because I can use 4 clone spells instead of just 2, and I can spread out where they spawn. So I'd have been able to get the monolith were this Monday afternoon, right? So let's go ahead and ×2 through the rest of this attack. I'm just going to use the Queen with the Giant up there at the top 2. Make sure that the Root Riders go to the middle of the base. If I remember right, this is one of the closer raids. But there was, I think most of them after this one were fairly crushed. So I pop my Warden ability as the Root Riders are separating from the Warden aura so that they're going to be covered still. Pop my Minion Prince ability, 1, to slow those defenses down, but 2, so that as he's tanking this monolith, he's not getting absolutely wrecked, even though he kind of does anyway. Man, as I say that, it looks like this is still kind of crushed. Okay, Minion Prince goes down, but we still have the Royal Champion ability. Queen and Warden are still full health. Okay, never mind. This is crushed. This is overkill. Still 3 full health heroes and swag super wall breaker. So, yeah, this base was crushed. Let's hop in and I'll show you another replay. All right, this is a base where I was thinking it would really struggle because it's hard. This will be a base where it's much better to have 4 clone spells after the update because I can't get this very far into the base, right, with only 2. It's because I'm swagging the 2 just to prove that the same amount of Yetimites is still going to work. If I could clone these Yetimites closer to these defenses here in the middle, I'd have been able to get like the other multi-archer tower and the ricochet cannon probably, or a couple of other buildings. So keep that in mind as you're watching this. Man, I literally went into the most baited area of the whole base. Watch my Minion Prince get wrecked here like right at the very start. There's 1. There's 2. There's probably, yeah, and there defense right there. Yeah, there's 3. So let's ×2 through the rest of this. So this one, I'm starting off with like a swagged 4th hero almost, right? Like Minion Prince really didn't get much value here at all because I went into the most baited area. So this is like worst case scenario for where I entered the base. And this is the one I think that was kind of close at the end. But the Minion Prince is still alive, I guess, so maybe I didn't really swag him okay. He still lived just fine, I guess. And he's got the Phoenix, too. So there's the Giant. He's putting in some work. We've got the Royal Champion that's going to ring around the base. Luckily, the Minion Prince with the Phoenix up there can get the Town Hall and finish that off. I don't know why the Queen chose to attack that wall and go that way. That doesn't make any sense. But the Phoenix does get the Town Hall with, like, the last couple of shots almost. But we still have 2 healthy heroes. So I guess this one's not really that bad either, because I still have the Royal Champion ability. So this one's not, like, crushed, but it's not... like, it wasn't that close either. I had plenty of time left. All of these are very fast attacks still because the Clone Bomb is still such a fast way to start the attack. All right, this one, another one that was, I felt like maybe a little closer, kind of like that last raid, but this one I accidentally cloned the Yetis instead of the Yetimites, and you'll see why here. I thought I got it enough to where I'd be fine, but then the Yeti walks into the clone area, and then I just start cloning Yetis all over the place. So we draw the CC, and I do end up taking advantage of that. Oh my gosh, my throat is still scratchy from yesterday. So I'm going to deal with the CC here, and I'm just going to kind of ring around the base. I'm going to use the Queen with the Giant because I just think the troop launcher is so good with this army. It really makes a huge difference with being able to help keep your healers alive, tank extra with like the Yetis and things that are spawning in there. And I'm just waiting at this point until my Minion Prince is pointing at that second raged up area before I pop his ability, because that's the only area of the base that I'm worried about at this point, which is going to be here in just a second. So as soon as he's pointing in that direction, there we go. That's a great ability. And man, I say that one's close again, but look, I still have my Royal Champion who's just used her ability, so she's kind of healthy now. Minion Prince is still healthy. Warden's still healthy. Queen's still... yeah, okay, never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. None of these are close, apparently. I crushed them all. I'm used to having so much overkill with the normal Yeti Bomb how it is now, but yeah, these are just fine. This is still going to work just fine in Legend League. All right, and I have one more replay I'll show you guys, because these are all of my bases that don't have the weird army camps, because after... well, I guess we'll still have the weird army camps for the rest of this month, right, with like the new update and stuff, but this is another one where... on Monday, the Yeti Clone Bomb will be better than this version that I'm showing you right now, because I'd be able to spawn them closer to that monolith, and I would have gotten the monolith here, but I don't because I have to spawn them so far away because I only have 2 that I can use. So we're still swagging 2 clone spells every single raid. This is just proof that, yeah, this Yeti Clone Bomb was freaking good. Imagine, I can't believe I'm able to just swag 2 spells every raid and still be able to get this. And I actually walk into the most baited area in this base, too, which is this whole compartment right here with all of the traps and the tornado and everything, too. So I pop my Warden ability really early because I want to use that up while I'm in the raged up area, and then I'm going to have my Minion Prince ability deal with the second raged up area once I get close enough to where that makes sense. Let's times 2 through the rest of this attack. We're still here and kind of frozen up. We're not under a ton of damage, so I'm not popping the Minion Prince ability yet. And now I am when it's covering that whole second raged up area. Really good Minion Prince ability. And, oh, you know what? This is the one raid that was kind of close. But we still end up with 2 heroes alive at the end. This second raged up area, even though I was able to frost it over for most of the part, it still kind of wrecked everything else. So things do kind of slow down right here, but we still have the Queen. She's going to beat through a wall up here, and I still have 2 super barbs that I'm going to use. I meant to tank the ricochet cannon with these super barbs, but I was too slow. The Queen started tanking the ricochet cannon before I could. So I just ended up getting the arch tower with them. So the Queen barely gets this ricochet cannon, but she does get it. And we've got just a bunch of like random little cleanup troops. But we've got the full health Warden. We've got a bunch of healers, 2 apprentice Wardens, some giants, and a bunch of other troops, and the Queen and stuff. So this was probably the closest raid of all of them. And I think I only had about 20 seconds left at the end of this one. So still an okay amount of time, but not great. Again, Yeti Clone Bomb is still going to be good after the update. And what I mean by good is it's not going to be OP, but it will be good. So I know that some people, every time they see good in a title, they're like, this isn't that good. Well, yeah, just because it's not the best thing in the game anymore doesn't mean it's not good. So anyway, there you go. You don't have to worry. You'll still be able to use this. You just have to be a little bit more careful. But it's still going to be very usable, especially if you have a lot of experience. This will actually, after the nerf, will be better than the version I showed you today again, because you'll be able to get more buildings because you'll be able to spawn them further into the base. So, obviously it's a big nerf, but it's still going to be good. So that will do it for this video. I'll see you guys next time.